Hey Bread Gang, I hope everyone's doing good and keeping safe. Friday was a very big day for Hcmc as we were waiting for PM's response. But since then, PM have responded, so I think today, Monday, is actually a bigger day for Hcmc because we'll see how the market reacts to PM's response. So in this video, I'm going to go through the key points and also I'm going to go through the price action. So looking at where the price currently is and where I believe it's going to go to and whether I believe it can get to 1 cent. From my last video, one of you guys commented saying that David and Goliath was your favorite Bible story. As we know from the David and Goliath story, my man David went up to Goliath like, "You messing with my people?" Pa! Hit him with a stone and Goliath came down like a sack of potatoes. So the same goes for Hcmc. Hcmc have gone up to Philip Morris like, "Are you trying to steal our patent for the IQS system? We're not going to have that. We're going to take you to court." So the stone that Hcmc are going to try and use to take down Philip Morris is proving that combustion exists within the IQS system, and if they do this, then they're gonna win. So I just thought that comment really summed up this whole case and gives a bigger picture for us unsophisticated investors to understand what's going on and see basically that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. A man like David can take down Goliath, then Hcmc is very possible that Hcmc can take down Philip Morris. So with that being said, let's get this bread. So the first point I'd like to touch on from Philip Morris's response is, as set forth in the FDA documentation, Plaintiff Healthier Choices Management Corp. (HCM) introduced into its lawsuit. So Philip Morris are referencing the report they sent to the FDA saying that there's an absence in combustion within the IQS system and the FDA approved and authorized them to sell the IQS system. And from the report they also had HCM's patent described combustion as igniting or burning, and they also stated that there is no discussion whatsoever in the patent about different types of combustion reactions or what temperatures may be required for an exothermic reaction, much less a statement in the patent that defines combustions in the way Hcmc now proposes. So PM further go on to say, HCM could have responded in February 2021, explaining the infringement theory it now presents to the court, which is inconsistent with its existing allegation, but HCM did not. Accordingly, defendants moved to dismiss, pointing out that the patent supported only one meaning for combustion, that it requires heating to a temperature where the combustible material ignites and burns. So from Hcmc's last response, they brought an expert to prove that there's combustion within the IQS system, and Philip Morris responded with, "Dr. Debo concedes that he did not test an actual IQS device. He instead took cross-sectional samples from an unknown dimension of the heat sticks." That is unsurprising because Dr. Debo defined combustion properly as compelled by the intrinsic record. Even his scientific evidence could not support a plausible allegation of combustion. The intrinsic patent and pleadings record confirm it is implausible that as tobacco is heated to 250 degrees, it ignites. But then as it is heated more, burning stops only to start again above 400 degrees Celsius. The Philip Morris are trying to discredit everything that Hcmc had in their last response, basically saying that, look, the expert you brought in, he didn't even test the IQS system. He tested an unknown substance or area of the heat stick. So basically what you're saying, what you're chatting about Hcmc, what you're saying is not good, is not good evidence. Throw this case out. And this is expected because look, Philip Morris, they're a giant company, they're Goliath in this case. And there's this small guy, David, Hcmc, coming up to basically take them on. So Philip Morris, they've got their reputation at stake. They don't want to lose this case. They want to discredit everything Hcmc have. And not only do Philip Morris want to win this case, but they want to make Hcmc as a company look bad, look like it's basically disorganized, they don't know what they're doing, and also look like the investors who are investing into Hcmc, make them look like unsophisticated investors.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
So Hcmc have one more shot at this. If they can come back and prove that there's combustion within the IQS system, be like, look, there's your evidence. Undisputed evidence that there's combustion within it, they're gonna win this case. Because after Hcmc responds, the judge can basically collate all the evidence, all the cases, all the arguments that both Hcmc and Philip Morris have, and basically make a decision from there whether or not to throw the case out or keep the case going. But nevertheless, today is a big day for Hcmc because a lot of the investors, a lot of people watching this case and monitoring this case, both from Philip Morris and Hcmc's point of view, have had the weekend to basically digest what's been said. So it'll be interesting to see how the market reacts to Hcmc. So looking at the chart of Hcmc, from my last video, I said that there was an ascending triangle between a trend line and the 200 period moving average. And I said that if the price stays above the trend line, so the trend line acting as a good support, if the price stayed above that and basically got to testing the 200 moving average, the fact that the ascending triangle is narrowing towards the tip of the triangle and the 200 period moving average. If the price breaks above the 200 moving average, then this is going to create a lot of, or it's going to have a lot of momentum to push the price even further. And especially with what's been going on, like Philip Morris's response could act as a catalyst to basically get more investors on board Hcmc and start investing into Hcmc, and all of this will create a lot of momentum to help drive and push this price beyond the 200 moving average. And I believe the price could head up, break this resistance at 0.003, head up even further, break the resistance at 0.006, and ultimately creating a new high. And once it gets to that new high level, because it's broken this resistance at 0.006, there's really no telling where the price could go and where this all-time high could go. So it could effectively, it's very possible that the price could get to 1 cent, especially seeing as the distance between 0.006 and 0.01, so 1 cent is not that much. So this whole legal action between Hcmc and Philip Morris has been very interesting because it's got all the ingredients for potentially a huge move up, and potentially a lot of profits can be made. But if you're interested in an in-depth insight into the whole legal action, what's really going on legally with Hcmc and Philip Morris and this case, then check out my guy at Jawsome Sauce. He's actually a lawyer that he breaks this down very well. I mean, I've learned a lot on the legal side of things from watching his videos. So there could be the outcome that Hcmc eventually win this case and this share price is going to take off to get to at least 1 cent, 6 cents, or even $1. It's very possible that it could do that because right now the price is so low that, and there's so many people watching out this case and could potentially invest in it, buy millions of shares, etc., and it could drive the price up because the demand is insane. There's that potential, but there's also the potential that, look, Hcmc either don't win this case or nothing really happens going forward, and basically no one's interested anymore in investing in Hcmc, or there's not that much demand anymore and the price doesn't really move. In fact, the price could even continue falling. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys subscribe and of course hit that notification bell. Comment below, let me know your thoughts on Hcmc, this whole legal case, and also let me know your thoughts whether you believe it can get to 1 cent, 6 cents, $1. Let me know in the comments below, and also give this video a thumbs up. Let me know this is the kind of content you guys like to see. Thanks guys, I'll see you in the next video.